Today I have got lots of updates for you for Princess, Carnival, Holland America, some airplane tickets I think maybe are going to be going up again, and I've got a quick correction for you on my video yesterday. We've got a lot more to discuss, so let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Thursday. It is April 25th of 2024, and I want to start at the very top and let you know a couple of things. First of all, our Facebook group. If you have not joined our Facebook group yet, we would love to have you join us. We have an amazing community there. I love it when people post their travel experiences, people ask questions. Everyone is so kind to pitch in with their experience and try to help out. So come and join us there. Now, the announcement that I have is that we are no longer going to be able to allow people to post external links. So in other words, you cannot make a post on our Facebook group that then when people can click on it and take you somewhere else. We have made this decision to keep our Facebook group more secure. We've had a lot going on with that, and especially lately have had a hard time managing everything and quickly taking things down. So we have just had to do that. It will be more secure, and I think in the long run it's a good choice. So come and join us over on Facebook, but be aware that that's not going to work anymore. Just wanted to let you know. Now, let's talk about Brazil. Yesterday, I let you know that in Brazil, they are going to start requiring visas for people from the United States as well as from some other countries. They are going to require a visa to visit Brazil. Now, I told you yesterday that that is starting in 2024. This year, it's not. It's starting next year. They have delayed it, and as I was looking at things, I missed that delay. So just wanted to let you know the link that is under my video that I put out yesterday is still a valid link. You can go there and read all about it, but you're not going to have to do it until 2025. So check that worry off of your list, okay? I do want to remind you to join me tomorrow. Tomorrow my video is going to be all about everything to do with the Sanctuary collection on Princess. If you're new around here or missed my video, on the very same day that Princess, on Tuesday, when they did the naming ceremony for the Sun Princess, they also announced their new Sanctuary collection. With that announcement, there are changes that will affect your cabin if you reserved a reserve class mini suite, reserve class cabana suite, mini suite for your upcoming cruise. So make sure that you don't miss my video tomorrow, because it's going to impact your experience on board in some of the cabins, and it also will give you some things to think about as you book your future cruises on the Sun Princess. So don't miss that. Now, let's talk about the 360 experience. We've got some updates there. Rumors are swirling, and I think it's accurate because the information is coming from people on board. So the Enchanted Princess and the Discovery Princess are the two ships in Princess's fleet that have the 360 dining experience. Historically, it has only been available in two seatings in the evening for dinner time. But, and let me tell you this, if you want to experience that, you use your app and you go in on your cruise and you find a time that's got availability. Hopefully you're lucky enough to get out in the evening that was your first choice, and you go ahead and book that. When you book it, actually booking it in the app, you have to pay the $149 per person fee. So you go ahead and do that. Then you've got that reservation. So up until now, Princess has allowed that 16 of the 20 seats that are available at each seating to be booked using the app, so people can book those in advance. That would leave 4 seats left for the person in charge of that experience to allow suite guests who want to experience that and we're not able to book it in the app. It opens it up so that they can have those slots. My understanding is the suite guests still have to pay for it though, but at least it gives them the luxury of having some flexibility and some open spots there if they look like they're all booked in the app. So that's how it's historically been done. You just had it in the evening, had 2 options of times, and would enjoy it that way. But they are going to start offering it as lunchtime as well. Same menu, same experience, same cost. The difference is they say you have to book it on board. You cannot make those reservations in the app. So if you want to do that 360 experience, and you have not been able to get reservations in the app for for dinner time, make sure that you immediately go on the day you get on the ship and try to make those reservations. Now, when we just barely embarked on the Discovery Princess on embarkation day at Sabatini's, that is where they were giving out reservations to things. I don't know if it's the same on the Enchanted Princess. We'll try to find that out. But on the Discovery Princess, head right to Sabatini's, and I would go there early because you never know it's available. And in fact, kind of a long story there. You can also call the dining line, but I found that a few questions that I had and a few things that we were hoping to do, they said go down to Sabatini's and talk to them there. So I would try both. Just do something to get the reservations that you want. But I'm really happy to hear that they have added it as a lunchtime experience because it gives you more flexibility and it will give you more of a chance to experience that when you're on board. My video about 360 is coming as well, but I do recommend it. I recommend it, so I'll tell you more about it when we do that. But thank you very much for letting us know about that to the Let's Go family member who told us. Now, the Sapphire Princess, I've been giving you updates here and there, and I let you know that there was an outbreak of the gastrointestinal issues on that South Pacific cruise that ship is sailing, and I'm happy to report that as of yesterday, Wednesday afternoon, one of our Let's Go family members on board was so kind to send me an email and let us know that as of yesterday, there were only 11 guests who were in isolation. So that sounds like things are getting so much better. Like the outbreak, the sickness that was originally there, sounds like things are drastically improving. So really happy to hear that for all of you on board. Also, I love that they share these things. It's a sad situation, but it turned out better than we would hope. So there was a near drowning victim, a person almost drowned who was 85 years old. They ended up having to be taken by helicopter over to Fiji, and that's the one that was the emergency evacuation the other day. Apparently, it is due to the efforts of crew members seeing them in the water, pulling them out of the water and performing CPR that made it so that they fortunately didn't lose that gas, that they were able to have the chance to emergency evacuate them to Fiji. And the report thus far is that guest is doing a little bit better. So 2 happy news stories from the Sapphire Princess. Fewer people are getting sick, and the gentleman that had to be airlifted seems to be doing a little bit better. And I hope that trend continues. Now, this is a really story, at least I thought it was. So tell me what you think in the comments. I want you to know what you think about what they're doing. And does what I tell you make you want to go on Holland America a little bit more, a little bit less, or like, no, it doesn't matter? So, Holland America is making a change to how they embark passengers on their ships in Vancouver. And they say that they are doing it, and I get it, that they are doing it to try to reduce congestion at the Vancouver cruise terminal there. So for the Alaska season, what they are going to do is make it so that passengers embark on the ship by deck level. And so they sent out in a letter to the guests who are going to be on board, and I thought it was really interesting. It says that they are being very strict in how they allow guests to embark. Now, guests who are like with the elite Mariner number, like a 5-star Mariner, or who have those Pinnacle or Neptune suites, they can embark whenever they want. But truly, well, it would depend on the sailing, how many 5-star Mariners that you've got, but it is a whole lot of the ship that is going to have to embark by time slot. And so they are going to be strict about how they let people embark on the ship, and it sounds like they really are going to be very strict at like what time you can check in actually at the cruise terminal. And a couple of things that I see about this that I just you know me, I think about it, I overthink everything. First of all, they want so starting at 10:30 in the morning, they're going to allow people who are staying on decks 10 and 11. Guests on decks 7 and 8 are going to be able to embark starting at 11:30. Decks 5 and 6 will be starting at 1 p.m. and decks 1 and 2 not until 2 p.m. And so the thing that really occurs to me about this is, we are all getting in the habit predominantly of flying in at least the day before. But when you go to leave the hotel that you're staying at, often you can't stay in the hotel until 1 or 2 in the afternoon. You have to check out often by 11 Depending on where you're staying, you can sometimes ask if you can leave a little bit later. But I see a little bit of trouble as people have to leave a hotel and then they, can't get to the cruise port for a while, but you still have your luggage. And so, I don't know, this makes me think, oh, can I go on another cruise line that's not doing this? And I don't know, I probably over worry about things, but let me know what you think about it. And I think it's really fun. I love to hear the back and forth. So HAL America loves to say, and they did in the press release, they said that HAL America once again has established itself as the go-to cruise line when it comes to Alaska cruises. And then you hear Princess saying that they are best in the region. And I honestly think they're both the best. I think they're better at different cruise experiences. And so it just kind of depends on what you're looking for. And sometimes you can make your choice based on the itinerary. Sometimes you make your choice based on the price point. And sometimes you make your choice based on the experience that you want when you're on board. And so that's one reason I think it's really important to know how both cruise lines operate things. If I could only go to Alaska one time, I would choose Princess. But I love Princess. But the overall experience, I really, really thoroughly enjoyed going to Alaska on HAL America the 2 times I've done that. Would do it again in a heartbeat. But if I only got to go one time, I would do it on Princess just because of the overall everything. But you really have to choose what it is that you're looking for and then choose what's better, one's not better, one's not worse. They're just different. So thought I would let you know though. And so if any of you are booked on HAL America out of Vancouver, I want to hear from you about how this works out as they start rolling this out as these cruises are starting there in the Alaska season. So let me know how it goes and let me know what you think. Now, okay, this is just really fun. So if you've been following along here, you will know that last November I got to go on my first Carnival cruise, and I went on the Celebration, and it was out of Miami there for a week in the Caribbean. Now, the Carnival Francais, though, is really an exciting ship for me to be in Long Beach, and there are a few reasons that it really stands out. They had the naming ceremony on the Carnival Francais just the other day, and it was all things Italian, and they had an opera person singing, an aria from Puccini. They had food that went along with Italy. They had, it says, an Italian blessing by the father, and then first name Charbel, last name Grbavac, of the Mary of the Star Sea Catholic Church there in San Pedro. And so they really turned it into a very special event based on the name of the ship. Now, I wanted to let you know a couple of things about the Carnival Francais as you decide if you're going to go on it or not. It's sailing round trip out of Long Beach, and they are going to have cruises that range from 3 nights to 7. So you really can kind of pick out based on how long you have and where you want to go. But a few things that really stand out to me is, if you didn't know, that ship was originally a Cuesta ship, and Cuesta is a cruise line that is part of the Carnival Corp family. And so, but they have moved her over to be part of Carnival now. She is not an old ship at all. She came online just a couple of years ago, so she is basically a brand new ship, and then she just got done having a major dry dock. And so it's really exciting that she's coming here to the U.S. to sail. She is beautiful. She is different than what you're going to see in the other Carnival ships. That's part of why I want to see it, and I want to experience. They have more Italian food on board, just the whole experience. So let me know if you have been on the Carnival Francais before while she was a Cuesta ship, as well as if you have a cruise already booked on that ship. I am already trying to figure out when we have time to go do that. I don't really want to do a 3-day cruise. I would really like to try a little bit longer one. So we're looking at our schedule, but I thought it was really exciting. And I think it's fun that they made it such a special event. And of course, Christine Duffy was there. She is the president of Carnival, and oh my goodness, is she beloved. Anytime I am at anything where she is, oh my goodness, her crew members love her. When we got to be on the Celebration in November, she was there for a part of the time, and the crew members can't do enough for her. They just love her to pieces, and she is an amazing lady. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, will you please go ahead and hit that subscribe button? We need to have you with us, and I really appreciate your support. Also, if you appreciate my updates, would you please give this video a thumbs up? Thank you so very much. Now, Venice, let's talk about a little bit more about Italy. We are seeing a trend a lot more of some destinations starting to charge an admission fee to a place. And Venice is not the first to do it, but for 29 days in July, they are going to require people, as they come into the major train station there to head into Venice, they are going to have to pay a €5 fee in order to come in. The reason that Venice is doing this is they want to really try to curb tourism there in Venice. They say they are trying to have a balance between the residents who live there and all of the tourists who want to come. And, we thought that tourism was strong before COVID, but everywhere seems like they're having more and more tourists come. And so I see why they're doing this. And so let me know in the comments, do you think that a €5 charge is enough to deter anyone? For me, €5 is neither here nor there. And so I wouldn't come to a place and think, well, I'm not going because it's €5. I would think, you know what, when in Rome, you go. So when in Florence, when in Venice, you pay that fee. And so let me tell you about it a little bit. They are going to, in addition to charging those €5 fees, and they are testing it out, like I said, for 29 days during July, they are going to limit the number, like the tour size, because a lot of times you'll meet outside of Venice, either whether you're taking a water shuttle in or if you're taking a train, however you're going to transport. Often a lot of these tours form outside of the city, so they are going to limit the number of guests in a tour to 25. They're not going to allow loudspeakers, which I think is appropriate. When I've been on a tour in Venice, the tour guide used those whispers, they call them, but it's the tour guide has the transmitter and then you hear it putting in the little earbud in your ear. So they are not going to allow that, and they're going to really do their best. And if they're going to have some people who are monitoring the train, checking to see if everyone who is there has paid the fee, they've got the proof of that, and they are going to charge a fine if you are on that train and you haven't paid your €5. So I thought I would give you a heads up about that. I think it's really important. This goes without saying. I think it's really important. If you're going to go there, pay the €5. I would hope that they don't have a lot of trouble with people trying to skip out on the €5 charge. So I guess we'll kind of see how it works for Venice, see if they raise that later, kind of what they think by the end of the season, whether or not this worked and how they need to tweak their approach. Alrighty, I told you that I'm thinking that some airline tickets might be going up in cost. Now, I have several things to say about a lot of airlines, but we can't say them all in one day. So today we're going to talk about a couple of headlines with Southwest Airlines. First of all, you probably recall how hard hit Southwest Airlines has been by what has gone on with their 737s. Remember when the door came off of the 737 mid-flight? That has really had a big impact, and Southwest is one of the airlines that's having a hard time because they fly predominantly 737s. They're having a hard time getting enough replacement aircraft. As a result of that, they are having to quit flying to 4 airports, and they have not quit flying to an airport since 2019, which I think really says something. I think it shows the strength of and the brand loyalty that people have to Southwest, because they made it through COVID and are bounced back from COVID without having to shut down any routes. But they are no longer going to be flying from Cozumel, Mexico, Bellingham, Washington, Syracuse, New York, as well as George Bush Airport in Houston. So those airports are no longer going to be serviced by Southwest. And another headline that caught my, and so they are working on trying to get enough of those 737s, but they are behind on that. So that is going to impact their operations. Another thing that really caught my eye is that the union that manages their flight attendants just barely passed, and they were able to negotiate for a 33% increase over the next 4 years. So the flight attendants are going to get, starting May 1st, a 22.3% pay increase, which will make them the top paid flight attendants in the airline industry. And so clearly that's going to cost Southwest an awful lot of money, in addition to getting all of these new airplanes. And they are also really tweaking the benefits package for their flight attendants. It's going to include the industry first paid maternal and paternal leave, and it will also include health care coverage for that employee while they are on that maternal or paternal leave. So that's a really big deal right there. If you're wondering who the second paid flight attendants are, apparently Delta flight attendants are number 2 now behind Southwest, and they just barely got a 5% pay increase. So just so you know. Now, the other thing that struck me is they have new contracts for the ramp operations, provisioning, and freight agents with Southwest Airlines as well. So as their costs go up and as they have to buy new airplanes, I am thinking that flight costs will go up as well. And I love to hear from those of you. I really enjoy as I talk to some of you and as I read a lot of comments. It's fun to me to see. I think a lot of it is based on where you live and kind of the whole flight experience thing that you enjoy most. That a lot of people are very loyal to Southwest Airlines. So let me know what you think about all that, maybe which airlines you are loyal to and why. I think that would be a really fun kind of conversation to have, and I will look forward to seeing you all here again tomorrow. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.